Welcome back, MTG Joe here. It is the start of the new season reset. Standard bans are in. No more Bankbuster, no more Fable, no more Invoke Despair. And I found a list from MTGO that went 5-0, and it is a vampire tribal deck. Kind of the long forgotten tribe of Innistrad Midnight Haunt. We've had cards in some capacity see play, but not really a dedicated vampire tribal list. So this was from Equake, and we'll jump into it. We're going to give it a shot on the ladder. So it is a Mardu list, predominantly black-red with a splash of white. Your white splash in the main board is for Edgar Charmed Groom, a vampire lord that when it dies, it transforms, and then you get to make vampires for 3 turns, and then it flips back. So it's kind of as long as it's not exile removal, which unfortunately the format has a lot of, it does allow you to kind of get some recursive value. This would see some play from time to time in the old Blood on the Snow list. There's also Dusk Legion Duelist, 2/2 Vigilance, and then whenever 1 or more counters are put on it, you get to draw a card. So you can put counters on it with either Vampire Socialite or the Voldaren Thrillseeker. We have the Aperture, we have Bloodtithe Harvester, kind of staples. We also have Markov Baron, so 3 mana 2/2 Convoke, Lifelink, other vampires you control get +1/1, as well as Madness. So you can discard it and cast it, so some value with the blood tokens, kind of discarding it in that regard. You have Florian for card advantage. You have Pylon as a cheap way to, with Convoke, to be able to kill creatures or planeswalkers, so 4 answers to like Atraxa or bigger things. Henrika gives you some flexibility, forces an opponent to sack a creature as well as yourself, draw a card, lose a life, and then you could transform Henrika into a big body, as well as give a bonus to your flying. Creatures you control flying, death touch, or lifelink get +1/1. Edgar is mentioned, and then Anjay is a way to sacrifice creatures or blood, and then kind of get some value of that. We have Voldaren Estate, which filters our mana, so we have kind of 8 triomes untapped for all our vampires, as well as a number of duels. Sideboards Duress for like the bigger ramp style decks. Vampire's Vengeance as a sweeper style effect. So we have 4 copies. That's for like any of the low to the ground aggressive decks. Yeah, all our stuff would survive. We have Go for the Throat as another piece of removal. Unlicensed Hearse for Graveyard Hate. Lauren for artifacts or enchantments, and then Pile On as just another piece of removal. So ladder reset, we are a plat 4. I've managed to get to top 1200 just by the cusp, kind of camped for a bit, but we got it with green-white enchantments in standard. So standard best of 3, let's try out some vampires. So it's a good time to try out these decks. Like, it got 5-0, it'd be interesting to see how it actually plays out. I'm a bit concerned just off in the onset, if there is a lot of mono white, Sunfall, Farewell, just a lot of sweepers, could be a little bit of a problem, but let's see how this plays out. We'll try this. Lead with the caves. Mono red. Actually an interesting one, because we can do this, but I think we do this. It has a higher upside. If we do hit the land, then I get to put counters on it with the Thrillseeker and get some value there. Curious how many lands. 24. We do want to hit a land. If I can flip Henrika that turn, 3/4 lifelink is going to be big in the mono red matchup. So we'll probably just take the damage this turn. Also, having 2 pain lands is not great. So probably just block with Bloodtithe here. They didn't show removal last turn. They could still have it, but we've done 3 points of damage, which is not where you want to be in the red mirror. Notably, these are both vampires, so our Vampire Vengeance is actually incidentally not that great. Just take the block there. So some post-combat spells. Jeez. Pretty free attack here. Because either we control like what we hit. Kind of unfortunate. We've drawn more Dusk Legion Duelists than we have actual lands. Okay, I think we just go to sideboard here. They're going to have the Rangantha. I don't really have favorable blocks at this point. Go for the throw, pylon. I don't... It's tricky. We might want some of the Vengeance. Anjay could come out. Florian having first strike's nice. Pylon's nice. This having lifelink is nice. Probably trim 2 Thrill Seekers, and I'll play 1 Vengeance. I mean, like, we hit a third land there. I get a bigger body with Vigilance, which is actually really solid in this matchup. You can't do much when you have 2 pain lines against mono red. Alright. Well, the hand's already worlds better. At the very least, we can present a threat. Go Vampire. Probably Duelist. We'll take the 2 here. Not having Pit Fighter might be wrong in this deck. You kind of want like a lower curve card. I think we just take it this turn. So we're unfortunately 1 off. So I think I'm just going to pass the turn here. We can't convoke just yet. I think we're going to do this. I think I want more gas. We have removal in hand. Because they are slowly running out of cards. They can attack the invasion here, but I have 2 more removal spells. I think we just go Blood Tithe here. We just really haven't drawn like any of our payoffs necessarily. I think we just take them out. Because then I can do my duelists. They might have just like a burn spell here. Okay, so we see Rangantha. Hit the invasion. I'm going to hold this land because I'm going to cycle it. So hopefully they fire up Foundry here. We will have to do this at the start of combat. take the 2 here. I think at least for the turn. So this will let me put counters on it. I get to draw a card. See what I can draw here. Okay, Florian's actually nice. So I'm much more comfortable with this position. They've used a lot of resources, and while they can like present 2 damage, like the vigilance here is big. I can draw a bunch of cards now, and then having a 3/3 first striker. Okay. Top deck mode. Markov's nice too. So I should have kept the courtyard open. I don't know if I can... I want to keep this back. I mean, they're just going to hit for 2 if they do. Trying to hit a land here, ideally. Enrica's actually really good. So, exile one of those cards, put the rest of the bottom of your library. You may play this card till end of turn. So we're just going to hit the line drop here. We'll try it in another game if I can invoke here. But this should be a pretty good stance. Next turn I get to look at like a ton of cards. So they can go the lightning strike here and take off out Markov. But I still have the first striker. I think I'm fine with this. They can take the trade, I get in 5 points of damage, and I'll likely find another big threat. And then I also have the option to blood away this. Okay. That'll be our lord for next turn. But I think this is kind of how we have to approach this mono-red matchup. Just like kill their early things. It's kind of like awkward because a sweeper in this matchup's usually pretty good, but they incidentally have a lot of vampires. Oddly been prioritizing this a lot. Okay. We got him. They have the battles, but I don't think we necessarily want the battles. I honestly don't think we want the vengeance. Probably just play another Thrill Seeker. Anji's a big body, but I have to like get to that turn, which is not great. Loran only really hits Kumano. And otherwise it doesn't take advantage of the Lord effects. So it's another thing that maybe we don't want. Nope. We'll try. It's not great. I don't love this hand. Glut of 4-drops. I think I want the pit fighter. At least some numbers. There's too many 4s in this deck. Like, the Convoke synergies don't really work for us if we don't hit, and then like we're seeing here, we're just not hitting lines. Try to hit that. So I'm gonna probably bin a pylon. I need to hit Henrika flip here. Might even be right to go Edgar. Just given that it's a 4/4, this can bait out some removal. Even if they like trade in combat, it works out. Now I'll get that. I'll get the vampire. Nope, I'm just dead. Yeah, I think we need the pit fighter. We're a bit too slow, I think. Honestly, the pylon's pretty bad. Like oh, wrong deck. Come on. Because I think we want like slightly lower curve. Probably play 2 Edgars. Probably take out the pylons. Play another go for the throat main. Kind of like Gobukan in place of Duress. The Vengeance also are kind of awkward. Let's play Destroy Evil. Or what's a good card for the aggressive matchups? Like, we have Go for the Throats. We have that. Like, I don't think we want that. I think we just maybe want Cut Down. We have Duress. We have Loran for the heavier matchups. Just bring in more removal. Kind of cut our curve down a bit. I think that's largely okay. Let's try that out. It's early season. It's new standard. We try out things. I just found like you can't just have a handful of 4-drops. And like Pylon, if we're playing more 2/3s, but we see that we have a glut of just 3 and 4-drops. That makes Florian better. It also makes our Convoke Vampire better. We're able to get it out earlier potentially, which we're just not able to if we have just like the awkward elements. Okay, that looks good. So discard a card, sacrifice a vampire, draw 2 cards. Activate this only if an opponent lost life. Denick. I think that's probably worth it. So I can sacrifice, discard a card, sack a vampire. I can do that, draw 2 cards. I can hold this up and I can just cycle, so maybe we wait 1 turn. I don't know if this is Legends or... Yeah, it looks like it's Legends. A 1/3 is actually disgusting against us with lifelink. And it's an artifact, so Go for the Throat doesn't even do it. Okay, well that's nice. Okay, let's see what we do here. So 3... Then I don't have the black mana, so I do need to play everything out. So we'll put it here. Do this, and now I can attack in. So now like this curve makes a lot more sense. We're able to like get the Markov in, get some value, and then next turn I can use Voldaren Aperture as a sack effect, or I can use the Thrill Seeker as a sack effect to kill something. We have the Duelist. This has Ward 2. Could just take that out. So I think we do this. We'll just end the turn. Still have a 4/4. I have 3 bodies, so next turn I can just attack in. Yeah, so they have Fateful. I think we just want to try to find a Lord. So they have to decide here. They can do that. But now I have access to the blood token. So I can potentially kill something. I can also just shrink them off lifelink. Incidentally, like just we've channeled through 3 bloods, which has been nice. They're dead regardless. They go up to 2 life, but I have lethal. Okay, Esper Legends with the gold. Probably just go for the throat, honestly. Cut down could be useful as well. Coming out, probably the thrill. No. These apertures aren't going to do much. The Dusk Legion Duelist is also kind of bad, I think. Because what are we putting counters? The Duelist is kind of awkward in here. I think I would rather the 2/1 flyer. I think we try that after this. Let's split the middle. Because the blood tokens with Harvester can also be good. I just want to try out like a couple different configurations. I think there's synergy here for sure. Yeah, we'll keep. We don't have an answer to Denick on 2. Or Thalia. But if I could get an attack and just get this as a 3/2, it'll be nice. Okay, so cut down. So they usually have 2 main board. Okay, we gotta stop drawing lines. 2 main board, cut, go for the throats, and then 4 sideboard cut downs. So that's actually pretty solid. 3/3/3s. Hopefully no Shieldred. Okay, so we see Shelly. Hey, that was the perfect draw. The ward on this has actually been really good. Okay, we got him. We got him! Okay, so I want to try one other configuration. Again, like, we're not trying to find the ideal, like, this is the top list. We want to just kind of experiment with different shells, see what feels good. So I'm going to clone this. This is Vampires 2 Electric Boogaloo. There's the Bloodcaster. Want to try that one out? I think the evasion can be good. It also makes more bodies just through the blood tokens. This also lets us fix our mana base a bit, because now we don't need as many duels. So now I can play Sulphurous Springs. So I can cut Battlefield Forge. And then probably just going to do a Secluded Courtyard. Because I only have Laron sideboard. So we'll do Sulfur. I forego one more. I would have to name Human. Laron is Human Artificer. So maybe we play this, and then trim down a Voldaren Estate. Let's try that. 1-1. We like top deck that. Go for the throat at the most ideal point. I do like that artifact, and the Legends deck complicates the math quite a bit. I think we keep. Don't want to like show them that we're on vampires just yet. Jetmir Gardens likely Naya ramp, so this will be good for their big drops. Let's see. Ossification, perhaps? So that's at the beginning of combat. Could see Leyline Binding here. I went with Henrika first because the Edgar's better afterwards. Definitely need the Henrikas in this matchup. Okay, so we see Invasion. Okay, see what they got. Could be a Traxa, could be a Tali. Sunfall. This is the problem with Edgar. All the removal's exile based. And now my Go for the Throats don't hit this. Even despite all that, we still are hitting lines. I can win at this point. We gotta kill them before they get to this ramp package. So I think I want just the Duress in here, the Laron. Edgar's actually terrible in this matchup. 5 cards to cut. So the thing is, I think we lose if they get a Trax out anyways. So I think we trim on those. Probably going to trim on a couple Thrill Seekers. Might just trim on all the Thrill Seekers, to be honest. We're bringing in the 4 drops. Let's try it like that. I really hate how all the sweepers are removal based, because like normally they sweep, but you have the like the value out of it. This hand's too slow. Okay, we'll keep. Because like this is a card, or Edgar's a card that should punish Sweeper in removal decks, but with everything being exiled, it just doesn't allow you a chance to do that. I'm going to hold a Duress a couple turns. I want to be able to hit their like turn 4 or 5. Like they could have Ossification here. They do. Kind of annoying. Okay, perfect. Can do this. Or I can do this. I think we just do this. Perfect. Could have the Sweeper. Okay, they got nothing going on. This is a little bit of the problem. We revised the mana base a bit, so now I don't have the white mana. So probably this Loran's just going to be discarded. I got a blood token anyways. I think we just do this. It presents lethal for next turn. So they need a sweeper here. They rip a sweeper, I'm gonna be sad. What's this card? Feel like if it was a sweeper, they would have used it. Okay, so that's a good sign. That's going to be trying to find ossification. Did they find an ossification? Take our card draw here. Go for the throat's not the worst. Okay, I got one more turn. It's a 3/4, and then I could pump into it. Lethal! Alright. Got him. Got them. Enrica might be too slow as well. Bring back Thrill Seeker. Just like lower the curve as much as possible. Laurent's like the biggest tease because like we want it. I think I gotta revert the mana base back to what it was. Or just be mindful to name human. We did do that with missing a line drop on a mull to 6. I don't love it. Come on. Florian will be a nice follow-up. This card's obscene. I think I gotta just do this. I gotta hope that they don't have invasion. If they do, then I'm just kind of screwed. I shouldn't have played the land. frustrating. Like, so much exile-based removal. At least I could take out the Emperor. Now take out Markov. You want to take out Markov? It's like now I don't even have good attacks. They're at 22. And then this is going to be able to start attacking. What you got? Another Wandering Emperor. It's fine. Honestly, like, it's really hard to play these creature decks. It got the wins, but this deck plays like so many different ways to exile. We have no consistent card advantage. And that, like, even their cheap, they have 1 to 2 mana, exile any of your creatures. Plus Wandering Emperor, it's a lot to overcome. I really wish they would have hit something out of white as well. Or at the very least, like, punish them by taking Atraxa. But you're not going to beat multiple removal spells, and then you just kind of flood out in that regard. But we tried something new. Let me know what you think in the comments. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching.